So there's a lot of talk about how AI is going to kill software development, and I think that's pretty much valid. However, in the same way that YouTube is going to be flooded or already is flooded with AI generated content, I think we're going to see the enshittification of software apps and websites and software systems. So how can you as a human help your AI generate decent applications? Well, I think it's important to be crystal clear on what a really user-friendly system actually looks like. And somebody that really gets that right, in my opinion, as a veteran software developer, is the UK government, of all people. So let's just have a quick look at how they do it. So all UK websites have to use something called GDS, which is the Government Design System. It's a framework that has been carefully designed to be absolutely obvious to the average user. In fact, in the same way that if you go running with a group of people, the group can only run at the speed of the slowest person. And that's kind of the mindset they've adopted. In terms of user experience, it is the most simple thing you'll probably ever see. So literally anybody should be able to use it. So what the hell am I talking about? Let's have a quick look. So this is what UK government websites tend to look like. And right off the bat, you can see it's asking me about cookies, but it's really obvious. I'm a developer, I haven't got time to read text. But you get two big inviting buttons. Accept the cookies or reject the cookies. And visually de-emphasized is more detail, view the cookies. So I'll reject them. And then I don't particularly like this, but it's telling me what I've just done, which I really hate that. Anyway, so let's get started. How do you do that? Get started. The fonts and the layout, the structure of it is all really clear in my view. It's a bit like doing a Word document. It's, big title, subheadings. This is all quite clear to me. They give you a design library of components. So every time you go on any kind of government website, including the National Health Service, who I've worked for extensively over the years, they reuse the same components. And the reason is they're really simple. So all the buttons look like this. Big, green, simple, inviting. If you need to input a date, dates are traditionally quite difficult to deal with in terms of software development. You get all those wild and wacky pop-up calendars and that. But this is simple, isn't it? So they give you a big bit of text asking you a question, which is like why you need to put this data in. They give you an example in case you don't know what a date looks like. And then there's three simple text boxes to put your date in, day, month, year. It's really obvious to me. Error messages to the user in the systems always look the same. So you get a big red side border. It tells you what went wrong and specifically in what text boxes or what part of the form you did it wrong. So it's not too scary. It tells you what to do or why it failed. So radio buttons where you can select just one option. I mean, look how obvious this is. Where do you live? Simple, isn't it? I mean, I don't live in the UK, so this doesn't work for me, but it's so simple to use. They've standardized all their headers and footers. Not much to say about that. Tabs, you see this a lot on UK government systems. It's just a simple layout, isn't it? I think any user would know how to use this just by looking at it because it's all standard UX metaphors. They also have patterns, which are groupings of components for common tasks. So if you want the user to put in their email address, it says what they want, the email address, why they want it, which I think is really important, and then it's a simple text box, as you'd expect. A lot of this is common sense guidelines. I mean, particularly around gender or sex, people are obviously understandably quite sensitive to that. So it just has guidelines, but I think that's pretty cool. Bank details for putting in direct debit information. I think this is pretty clear, but building society roll number, well, I don't have building society accounts, so I don't really, I know what that is, but I don't know, not sure about that. Create a username. page not found pages, so a 404 page, it's just pretty simple, really. So they have standard styles as well, right down to the basic page layout that they always use on all the sites. Header, content, and then the footer, obviously. Standardized typeface, which I'm not sure what this font is, but it's pretty clear to me. I quite like it. What a heading should look like, what a paragraph should look like. There's colours, then no colour, visual element colours. They use really simple colours. It's pretty good, it's just pretty clear. But anyway, the point of talking about all this is because I am quite concerned about just how bad systems are going to become when everybody starts to think they can just ask an AI to create apps for them without having any understanding of how important user experience is. Anyway, that's just my opinion.